You know, one of my favorite things to do in Lord of the Rings Online is just hang out in the taverns because the music is just so fire. But we do have a question to get to this morning, which popped up during yesterday's stream. So we're currently playing the Lord of the Rings Online Legendary server of Angmar, and as someone who's been playing the game for a long time, it's sometimes I take things for granted, and some of those things are the fact that I have just purchased a ton of stuff from the LOTRO Store over the years to enhance my account, to enhance my characters. I've been playing this game since launch. It's a really good game. It still is to this day my favorite MMORPG of all time, even though I don't main it anymore. It's still a lot of fun. So let's get to that question. What should you buy from the LOTRO Store first? What order should you buy it in? We'll start with utility and kind of go from there. I'll probably forget some things because it's been a long time, but I'll try to cover what I can. And if you haven't already done so, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at 11 a.m. here and on Twitch because we multi-stream, and my green screen makes the coffee look weird. There's a Discord, all the other stuff. Currently playing LOTRO Legendary on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Central. So tune into those. All right, LOTRO Store. Let's get this minimized down, get this out of the way. This is a banger of a tune. All right, a lot of the stuff that's in the store that I'm going to talk about, I won't necessarily be able to see on this character because I've unlocked it at the account level, but we can talk our way through it. The number one most important thing you need to buy from the store immediately are the extra bag slots. Now, I know some people are triggered by this. I've seen comments over the years about how it's not, no, I shouldn't have to pay LOTRO coins. I've seen a lot of people talk about how, it's a cash grab. You can do this through gameplay. My brother is the perfect example of this. He has played free-to-play for years and has purchased almost everything at the account level, whereas I always just sub up for like 3 months and save up coins and spend it that way. Because subbed up as a VIP, you get so many cool perks. Anyway, it's the most important thing because when you start off the game, you're going to have inventory space, plenty of inventory space. But it's I, not B. I always hit B because of World of Warcraft. When you first start off, I think you only have like 3 slots in this bag 1. And then you can unlock all of these additional slots, like 5 slots at a time. Like you get a rank, a row each time you unlock. And there is a maximum amount you can get. I have the maximum amount, which looks like this if you wanted to. But you can also come in here and reconfigure how the bags look. Drag slots over here, drag a slot over there, make those a 4-slot bag instead of 3-slot bags. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. But bag space is the number one thing you should spend your points on out of the gate. Number 1, because bags are hugely important. Number 2, I can actually show you because we got it yesterday on stream. And that is the Universal Toolkit. There are 2 versions of this. There's I think it's a yellow version and then a purple version. The only difference is the yellow version is much cheaper. I don't remember the cost off the top of my head. I think the yellow one is like 75 points and this one's like 350 or something. The stats are lower on the yellow one. This is the Enduring Universal Toolkit. So if you go to do crafting normally, you're going to have an individual tool for each crafting type and an individual tool for each harvesting type. So like forestry needs an axe. If you're going to be doing any sort of mining, you need a pickaxe. If you're going to be doing, metal working, you need a hammer. Like all these different things. This tool is all in one. So you can buy it from the LOTRO store and you don't need the individual tool kits. The cool thing about the individual tool kits is that the way the game was originally is that there's the base ones and then over time the metalsmiths, if I'm not mistaken, are the ones who create new tools, and you could get like the teal colored tools, which are like pristine or something. I forget. It's been a very long time since I crafted those. And then they added the universal toolkit. So you don't have to get this if you don't want to. You can craft your own tools in game if you want to go that route. There are really cool recipes in the game, and it's a sense of accomplishment for doing those things. But if you want to, you can also grab this from the LOTRO store. This is the second most important item that I think you need to buy. Now, from here, there are things such as if you go into the account, this is where all the like really, like I would say, important account bound stuff is. This is stuff that will affect your entire account. So there are things like Mythal Coins, which well, let's talk about those last. Those aren't hugely important. We need to go on list of importance. Sorry guys, I got sidetracked. Slots and storage. In here, shared storage is pretty important if you want to get this. I haven't ever needed it really, but I know it was mentioned in the stream the other day, so I was like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea to get that. I have gotten carry-alls, and this is because my main characters, which are like 100 plus whatever, and you get all of these. You're just getting tons and tons and tons of stuff, especially essence and tracery stuff, which are related to the legendary weapons. So having those bags is hugely important. They are not cheap, but they help you save so much bag space. And they've added a ton of stuff since the last time I played. There's an instrument carry-on now, which is amazing for minstrels. So as a minstrel, you can have different types of instruments, and they do different things to your songs. And the way they sound and everything. So at some point you'll end up having a bag slot with, I can't remember, it's 5 or 7 instruments. It's a few instruments. And there's like a lobo, a lute, a drum, a flute, and a horn, and probably stuff in there that I'm forgetting. So the instrument carry-all is really cool if you're going to be playing a minstrel at any point in time. And you can go through here. A lot of these are highly individual, whether or not you think you're going to be doing them, like a junk carry-all, the war spoils, like some of this stuff, like a crafting carry-all. Like if you're going to be doing a lot of crafting, those might be worth it. So there is stuff at the account level that I think is important. Now, Mythal Coins, these are there's stuff in here as well, but the Mythal Coin in particular, I do want to mention here because it is something where this is the one that is all about convenience and some really cool stuff. There is some really cool stuff in the game that has Mythal Coins, like, would be the easier way to do it. Like premium housing is a good example. There's writs for that as well. But this also leads to some of the greatest levels of convenience. Like, and I'm totally going to say I have used the hell out of these when I have leveled up a main character and I'm working on an alt. Maybe the second, third alt, I don't mind taking through all the storyline and all the content all over again. But by the time I've gotten him like my 4th character, this is so nice to have because Mythal Coins allow you to say, okay, here's my brand new character that I'm playing, and I'm going to go do the epic book quests, right? Because they give the best rewards, and that's a lot of fun. But some of those chapters some of those books can have like 13, 15, 20 chapters, right? That's like 20 quests you have to do. And oftentimes it's sending you to new destinations, which normally you would need to ride to manually first in pretty much all those cases to then unlock the fast travel from that horse mount person back to other places. And you can spend a Mythal Coin to instantly fast travel to that place that you would otherwise need to travel to. And when you're on like your 4th or 5th alt and you've already made that journey a bunch of times, fuck that. Like, use Mythal Coins. Oh my god, they're so useful. Because you can instantly go there, boom, you got the fast travel. Now you can instantly travel back for free using the fast travel system. This saves you so much time leveling up alts. It's kind of like XP potions on EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2. We've all played that game for, 20 years or whatever. By the time we do our 20th alt, our 17th, progression server, yeah, we're going to use potions, okay? First time through, no, but, and obviously this is up to player discretion, but Mythal Coins are pretty cool and pretty useful. Grab the wrong mouse there. I can't remember where this one is, and I've already bought it, so it's probably not going to show up. I don't know where I'm going to find it now, to be honest with you. There are mount speeds increases. So for example, if I hover over my mount here, I may have to close this window. Nope, there it is. Steed of the Eldar. He has a 78% run speed buff. And that, I can't remember how much I have is from bonuses, but there are character-wide, there's a character-bound version of this, or there used to be. A character, so you could buy it for one character, and it's only good for that one character. So if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of alts, you could just buy the character version. But if you're someone like me who has a ton of alts, it was worth it to save up and get the account-wide speed buffs for your mounts, because it gives you an additional X%. They were not cheap. I remember it took me like 6 months of subscriptions or something back in the day. I don't know what it costs now, but it was a while for me to save up for that. I essentially went through and got all my inventory stuff, and then I think right after the inventory stuff, I went for the mount stuff. But the priority on this is not going to be for everybody, because it's a huge spend. But it's worth mentioning because it is one of those things that I think is as a long-term player, this is going to really help you out in terms of getting around the landscape when you're on your next characters. But also it's nice to earn your way up to it on your main character and get it so that you can then go off and run a little bit faster. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. After this, I think it's just going to depend on you as an individual. There are some really cool collections in this game, in-game and out-of-game. I tell people every time I play it on the streams, your number one place to get cosmetics is always going to be in the game. Just run the quests. Go do side quests. Save everything, because it can all be used as cosmetic. But there's also some really cool stuff also in the skirmish store and etc. And behind faction walls and stuff. But there's some really cool cosmetic stuff in this game. Like the cosmetic tab is the biggest one. It's got 386 items, like compared to the other ones which have a couple dozen, other than the collections. So there are sets of gear which cost significantly more, and then there are just robes and stuff, like the ceremonial Beastmaster robe from the ancient dwarf horde of Helagrod. And these are things that are for your character. These are not account-wide. They're for your character. But there's some really cool stuff in here to really help you customize what you want your character to look like early on in the game, where you would otherwise be wearing normal gear. So I like this a lot. Probably, and this only applies if you're going crafting. If you're going crafting, one of the things that they just recently changed in the game was the crafting, sort of how you get professions and stuff. It used to be you would get a profession with 3 automatic skills attached to it, and that was it. Now you can go in and choose the 3 skills that you want in any order that you want, harvesting or crafting. And then you can add a 4th skill using the LOTRO Store. I bought that shit immediately upon discovering that, because for me, harvesting is a big thing, and I love crafting. And typically when I've played this game, I have 2 or 3 characters to satisfy my crafting needs for the one character. Now, thankfully, I have, over the years, built up one of everything on the other servers that I've been playing on forever. But since this is a legendary server, starting from scratch, I was like, I don't want to have multiple characters. So the idea of having that 4th crafting slot or harvesting slot, whatever I want it to be available to me, was totally worth it. Because now I have one character who can do everything. Like I have this character right here. He's a hunter, and I've got forestry, so I can do my hides and my wood. I've got woodworking, so I can make my bows. I've got tailoring, so that I can make my own gear, and then I have picked up prospecting, which allows me to mine. Mining is always, every single time, on every server, on every progression server, mining is the #1 most best-selling thing on the market because everyone uses it. Weaponsmiths use it, armorsmiths use it, jewelers use it, like everybody uses ore. And so that usually sells very, very well. So it's worth leveling up that skill. And so having a character who can craft all my things and then also harvest something that can be sold in the market was hugely valuable. So yes. And also if you're working on alts, if you're going to do crafting in this game, normally if you go to a crafting, like the crafting vendor for that skill, the tailor vendor, right? That tailor vendor is going to sell the tiers of recipes for the in-game silver that you earn from killing and selling loot and everything else in the game. So you can totally do it that way. Or if you've got a surplus of coins, you can come in and buy tier sets. Let me see if I can search it straight from here. I might have to just go to my recipe. There's bonuses for crafting. Here it is, like complete forester tier master. So if I didn't want to spend a bunch of in-game currency to get the entire master tier of recipes, I could just come in here and buy it for $32.50 is what it costs right now, and that gives me everything, so I don't have to go looking for it. If you're working on an alt character, or if you just would rather do it this way rather than buying all the individual recipes, this makes a ton of sense. There's one for every tier, so if we were to, I'm gonna exit out of here real quick and show you what I mean by that. So I have apprentice and journeyman tiers right now for the tailor, 2 tiers. I have purchased with those books. I absolutely used them because I've done this 100 times. I just went and purchased the entire series for apprentice and the entire series for journeyman as soon as they became available because it's worth it to me to have every single recipe at my disposal because I will absolutely take the time to go farm hides and make myself a set of level 12 gear. And I'll do the same for a level 15 set. You know, sometimes I'll skip a set, but you know, I like to be able to make my own gear as I go along. So for me, that was absolutely worth buying, and is one of those things that I think is totally worth it in the cash store. The LOTRO store, I just call it cash store. Somebody needs to slap me because I hate it when other people do that, and I just did it. It's not a cash shop, it's a LOTRO coin store. You can spend real life money to buy coins, but you can totally earn these in game as well. It's up to you and what you find applicable. I have done both over the years. I have no qualms using both. I have put in 16, 17 years into this game and given them hundreds of dollars in subscriptions. I have no problem. Like, if I see something that I want, I am happy to support the developers, happy to support them. They have kept this game alive over the years. I do not care what monetization method they use. I have tons of stuff that I've bought. I remember my Lore Master. If you go watch, there's a Lore Master series somewhere in my playlist. There was a set of gear, I think from the Skirmish store, that I really wanted. But then there was like a cloak that I really wanted from the LOTRO store, and I happily was like, here's $5. I want that. No qualms doing that from time to time. Crafting essentials are nice. After that, you can get into cosmetics, collections. The buffs and services tab is where you're going to find a lot of the convenience stuff. So if you want to stay away from that as a first-time player, you totally can. They are optional, but there are absolutely XP pots in there. Crafting pots, things that enhance your XP for a amount of time. And I'm happy that they're there. This is a 17-year-old, I don't remember how old, it's over 15 years old at this point, because that anniversary I think was a couple years ago. So let's say it's like 17 years old. It's an old game. Yes, we, the veteran players, want XP bonuses. If you're a new player, you don't have to use them if you don't want to, if you want to have that original leveling speed and everything. There's featured items all the time. Check them out. gives you packs of stuff. These are totally optional, but they're cool to have if you have a surplus of coins. I think at this point we've gotten to the end where it's all about the surplus stuff, so I think just the big thing is going to be worried about the account level stuff first. Crafting stuff is really important to me as a second, so if you're into crafting, go for those things. And after that, you can start working on the list. There are other things, like I should probably mention, like you have cosmetic sets of gear in this game, and you can, let's bring this up. Actually, I think it's here. Cosmetic outfits. I think you start off with like 3. Yeah, so we have 3 slots available to make 3 different outfits. But if you want more outfits, that's what the coin symbol is for. You can buy more outfits if you're going to go down the route of having, 20 different outfits in the game, which you totally can do. It's awesome. Anyway, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. If you've got other things that you think could be added to the list, drop those down in the comments below. That was a really cool conversation to have during the live stream the other day, and it's one of the perfect reasons why you should tune in live every day that I am live here and on Twitch. Like I said, 11 a.m. Central, sometimes in the late afternoons as well. There's Discord, there are socials, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, everybody. Happy gaming.